Good morning, friends. Today we start the first edition of fasting series for your good health. And today we have a very, very important guest with us. Her name is Ekaterina Zelazkova. She's from Bulgaria. Uh, Welcome, Ekaterina.
Hello.
Can you introduce yourself a little bit?
For myself, sorry for my English first. I hope everybody will understand me. So I'm mother from two. One is the smaller children is 5, almost 6, and the bigger is almost 8. I'm working woman and mom, and I made do fasting from almost 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
The dry fasting,
Okay.
because before I try with the water.
Okay. I have a question. Why do you fast?
The first time, a few years before, I start because of the healthy.
Healthy
I
side.
read
Okay.
somewhere the very big post information about how good is fast for the body, not just for the body, but for the soul too. So
Uh-huh.
I decided to try it. And this was my first trying. I was 3 days on just on the water,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel so good. So this was my beginning. And after that, I read many information in all over the world in many languages, and I decide for me that I should practice this because it's very good for my body, for my health, and for my soul.
Okay. You just mentioned some time back that you do dry fasting. What do you mean by dry fasting?
Dry fasting, I start from 1 year ago. Dry is that I didn't eat and I even didn't drink anything, even in water.
Really?
So it's nothing.
Super. And you said you have two kids now. When you're doing dry fasting, isn't it difficult to manage with kids, family, and all these things?
Um, in the beginning, I thought that it will be very easy, not so easy for me. But when I start to do it, I understand that it's not difficult, because when I decide to do it, so it's a little bit mentally. So I decided that I will do this dry fasting, and nothing can stop me. So
Fantastic.
I
So
cook.
it comes to the question that means you need to have a very, very, very strong willpower.
Yes, you should
It's
be
all in the
strong.
mind, actually. If your mind is, you can control that, everything else you can do. Is that?
Yes, yes, it's mean that when you, it's little bit like a psychical, mentally.
Hmm.
If you decide to do something, it's some inside motivation. So you decide to do something because you have this inside, your inside motivation. So when you have this, nothing can stop you to do what you decide to do. So it's not
Absolutely.
difficult. In
Yeah.
the end, it's not difficult. So I cook for my children
Yeah.
every day,
Yeah.
and I just sitting on the sofa when they eating, and they know that I'm in a dry fast. So sometimes they ask me, "Are you on the dry fast, mom?"
Wow.
And I say, "No, no, I'm not fasting now." So because you didn't sit with us, so you did not sit with us.
Uh-huh,
I will come. So they understand now, and when I am on a fast, they don't interrupt me.
super. How old are your kids?
Um, One is almost 6, and the bigger girl is almost 8.
Wow.
Not so
So
big.
they're getting very good impression about fasting because many of them don't know what is fasting at all.
They know what is because they saw me
Mm,
every month, every weekend.
yeah.
Every week I do this, so
Yeah.
they know. But I think they are small to understand.
Okay.
Little bit.
Okay.
Maybe after a few years, maybe.
Okay. How long is your fast? How many hours or days? How does it go for you?
Yes, so I start with 1 day every week. but it's 2 nights and 1 day, so it's 36 hours, sometimes 40
Mhm.
hours. It's every week, one day and 2 nights,
Mm.
and one of months, once every month, I
Mm.
have 2 or 3 days.
Mhm.
It depends from my condition
Mm.
usually,
Yeah.
because I didn't put in pressure myself. So sometimes I decide to do little bit more, but when I wake up in the morning, I know that I cannot, so I stop. Usually, I not to do this in pressure. So I
Okay.
want to feel free and feel in good conditions,
Yeah.
not to push myself. So I start with this 36, 40 hours every week,
Mm.
once a month, around 2, 3 days. And the biggest fast was 7 days, what I do it.
Wow. 7 days dry fast.
Yes, 7 days.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I
Yes,
have a
I feel,
question. Um, how's
sorry.
your day? How's your day like when you're fasting? How's the day like? What do you do during the day? Like
Yeah,
you're just lying on the bed and resting, or you're working? What do you do during the day?
yeah. Yes, so I work,
Mm-hmm.
because I cannot stop every month my work for a few days. So I work, and usually the first 3 days it's okay.
Mm.
So I can work, talk with people, do what I should do, because my husband work out of the country.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, most of the time I'm alone with my children, so
Okay.
I should go with them to the school,
Uh-huh.
take from the school, and all these uh, normal things, family at
Okay.
home. So I do all these things. I cook, I go to work, and the first 3 days, usually everything is okay with me.
Okay.
But when I do these 7 days, it
Yeah.
was a little bit hard for me, because the last 2, 3 days was very difficult. I
Okay.
don't want to talk with people. I
Uh-huh.
need the rest more, because
Yeah.
the body is not exhausted, but you didn't have this physical power. So
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
this
Okay.
was with me, of course.
Yeah.
But after that, I read many articles from people who made it and do it very often.
Yeah.
And they read that usually when they do the bigger fast than 3 or 5 days, they
Mm-hmm.
take a vacation, because they need
Uh-huh.
to be at
Uh-huh.
home to rest a little bit more in
Mm.
the sofa or the bed. And for me, the biggest problem is after third day,
Uh-huh.
is because my work is connected with communication. I
Yeah.
And this is very big problem for me, because how I understand, the when I talking with people and when I do my job, it's connected with communication, and I should talk many
Yes.
more with people, and this
Yeah.
take my energy.
I understand. So, do you do some exercise or jogging or any fitness activity during these fasting days?
Um, During the fast, no. Usually, I just make some exercise for stretching.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I do yoga.
Mm-hmm.
When you give me this few exercise,
Yeah.
I like
Okay.
it very much.
Yeah.
But from 15 years, I practice one East practice from China. It's
Mm-hmm.
called Falun Dafa or Falun Gong.
Uh-huh.
It's for the body and the soul. It's practice for body and
Mm-hmm.
soul.
Yeah.
So we have 5 exercise that
Mm-hmm.
stretching the body, but open the channels. Um,
Wow.
Open the body, so like one channel, not
Okay.
didn't work with the chakras, but
Mm.
we work with the body like a one
Okay.
channel.
As a
So
unit.
I do this.
So it doesn't. So the fasting doesn't affect your exercise, your regime.
No, when I do fasting, I didn't run, because
Okay.
usually I run 10 kilometers
Okay. I
through
must tell you
the
my.
week.
I must tell you my story. When I was, I still do the fasting. During my fasting, some 7 or 8 years back, I used to go to the gym and I used to push bench press, heavy duty bench press, and some kind of power I used to get after fasting actually. And at the same time when I'm doing fasting, empty stomach, and when I'm pushing more, all the fat, little bit of fat which is also that burns out because your body still needs energy to push it, and I was doing that. So you're right on the point that fasting doesn't affect your other routine. I think it's all in your mind. If you just say
Yeah.
to yourself you can do it, and the willpower which you have, and if you have a strong motivation, of course nothing can stop you. And you said it right actually, the motivation from inside, not motivation for others. Oh, because somebody else is doing, I will do it. Or because somebody else is doing, it's not going to work like this for a long time. If something has to work for a very long time, it has to come from inside.
Yeah.
This is a very good point you made.
Exactly.
Yeah. I have another question. I have many questions for you. So what or who inspired you and why to do fasting?
Inspire me.
Yeah.
Inspire me. I don't know, many people who do some interesting thing for body and soul, who live healthy, who the thoughts are, who have the healthy thoughts, maybe.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
yes, because what I see around me, of course, I have many friends that practice some philosophy and some yoga and many things that it's good for a healthy lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
But what I see around me is that people are very stressed. They are very
Uh-huh.
nervous.
Yes. Okay.
So I inspired for everybody, from everybody that is in a good health mentally and a body.
Okay. Uh, how about the social support, like your friends, your families, your colleagues? Don't they say like, you have gone crazy? What are you
Yes,
doing? Like, you have got one life. You must enjoy. You must eat and
yes,
stuff like that.
yes.
How do you deal with this?
You know, when I start to eating just a vegetarian food, because I do this before 23 years. It was not modern fashion or trend. So everybody told me, "Oh, you are not interesting more. You are so bored. You didn't eat. You didn't drink. You didn't uh, cigarettes. You
Yeah.
didn't smoke. So you are so bored. We are not interesting from you." But after 10 years, I understand that it's my way. So it's a right way for me,
Absolutely.
because I feel it that it's
Yeah.
good for me,
Yeah.
and people around me start to see the changes that I have after that.
Yeah.
So I was healthy, I was friendly, I'm shining, smiling, I'm
Yeah.
not stressed. Uh, I'm a strong, because
Yeah.
I eat I not eat just meat that make you so aggressive,
Yeah.
because I see everybody that do this every day, it's little
Yeah.
bit, not
Mm.
little, but it's more aggressive.
Yeah.
So I see that it's the right way. And when I start fasting, many people, it was again
Yeah.
like in the
Yes.
beginning, many people told me, "Oh, you didn't drink, even you didn't drink, so you cannot live like this." And I say, "But I'm alive." So you can see I'm in good condition, and I didn't have any healthy problems.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I feel good. My
Yeah.
stomach is good. I feel more powerful.
Yeah.
More. Uh, my mind is more clear.
Yeah.
I cannot explain the
I
people
think
who didn't
I think
practice.
on the background, you're kind of becoming a role model for others. They can see that this lady is fasting for so long. She's without water, she's without food, she's without smoke. Still, she's smiling, doing her daily chores at home, taking care of kids, being a very good mother, and so on and so forth. So, I think unconsciously, you're basically motivating others. At some point or the other, they will think about this and think, oh, let me just try this at least. And also, we all have to understand this thing is that celebration is not about food. Food is just one element of it. You can celebrate in many different ways. You can
Of
go
course,
out, you can be with your family, you can dance, you can play music. There are so many things to do. Or go to the spiritual places, go to temple, go to churches. There are many ways to do this. It's not about the food. But I'm very sorry to say here also, like, every time I watch this very closely, just before the festival, like Christmas or New Year or Diwali or whatever happens, there's a long queue outside the supermarkets. Okay, they're buying food, 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 food. But I don't see the size of the same queue outside the spiritual places. If you
Mm.
really go to festivals, you see that it means that you have to celebrate by introspecting yourself, going into yourself. And spirituality is the place where you go. So you start with that first. At least go to the church a little for a few minutes. You start there. No, first they want to eat food and then they will celebrate. It doesn't work like this. So yeah, I think the message for here is for people is like, food is not so important. We have to eat, I agree with that, but you have to eat mindfully. Okay. And now we have done so much of damage over a period of time, like 30, 40, 50 years. It's accumulated a lot. We have to clean this up, and fasting is the only way you can do that. Other things are just techniques and nonsense, according to me. If you just do fasting properly, no cost, no disturbing others, plus your other things go up very well. Just besides detoxification, also your spiritual health goes up, your physical health goes up, your mental health goes up. You just become a better person. And what? For nothing. You don't have to pay anything for this. Also,
Yeah.
you also bring self-discipline, because to do this you need a lot of self-discipline and
Yes.
determination.
Yes.
You just cannot do it without that.
It's a will. You
Yeah,
should strong
yeah,
will.
yeah. I completely agree
And
with you.
what you asked me, when I didn't eat, I have much time, more time to think about the life, about my way, about other people, about the
Exactly,
uh, earth. And
exactly.
when I start to do this, so in the beginning, it's some people that know and do this like me. So I have their strong connection with them, and it was easy for me to do it in the beginning.
Yeah,
But after that, my husband
yeah.
saw my see my condition,
Mm.
and he started to to think, oh, maybe I should try this. Maybe I saw you are so good and you feel so healthy, and I don't know, I should try. I should try this. So in the end, he tried this to do with me in the water, but he do it with me. So he do it done 3 days on a water fast.
Mm.
And after that, I ask him every day, how are you? Are you in good condition? Are you
Yeah,
okay? Can
yeah,
you do
yeah,
it on the
yeah,
end? And he was, yes, I feel great. I'm very good condition. Oh, it's good for me. I feel so healthy. I'm so good. So in the end, he start to do this. Of course, it's his first step,
yeah,
but I think many other people can try this because
yeah,
it's cost nothing.
yeah, yeah.
Cost
Plus,
nothing.
also, you save a lot of time. Like today, the modern man says time is money. I will show you the technique to save time here. If you
Yeah.
don't eat the 3 meals in a day, you save 3 hours straight away. If for
Yes.
you time is money, think about this also.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that brings me to another question. What do you suggest for beginners? Okay, what is the preparation they must do for fasting? How should they should start? What mental preparation? What home preparation they must do to start? Because for many of them, it's a very new thing. They have not done this before, so they will be scared. They want proper comfort. What do you think, in your experience, is a good way to start a preparation?
So usually I do nothing. I do nothing. What I maybe in the beginning it was my mental preparation
Yeah,
that I taught myself. So now it's easy. It will be great. Don't be scared. If you want to eat, you will go and eat. So in the end, it's nothing. It's nothing that can scare you.
hmm,
So it was just a few times in the beginning.
hmm,
After that, I read many posts from people who do this very often. So they have the same thoughts. Is it
okay,
scary? What I should do? How I will not eat and even not drink nothing?
hmm,
But when you try it, you see that it's nothing. So even when you work, usually when you have some day very intensive with much work to do,
yeah,
you forgot to eat or to drink. So
Absolutely,
it's so
absolutely.
easy. It's in your inside, in your body, so in your mind. You when you are in not good healthy, when you are have some problems, usually you lie on the sofa and you didn't eat and even didn't drink,
Yeah.
even if you have temperature, and you should drink water
Mm.
because of dehydration. You
Yes.
didn't drink because your body don't want it.
Yeah.
So I understand that it's nothing scary. So
Hmm.
I didn't prepare after that. But
Wow.
uh, maybe it's good to know that everything is your mind. So
Yeah.
it's easy because you are not put on the bad condition
Yeah.
somewhere in the Sahara, maybe.
Yeah.
So you don't have water and you will die if you didn't drink. You can go to take your glass of water every second when you want. So
Yeah.
if you cannot do more, maybe you do one day, you
Yeah.
fast one day,
Yeah.
you cannot more, you want to drink. Okay, so
Yeah.
go and drink one glass of water.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's no
Yeah.
problem. When you know that it's no problem, you are not put on bad condition,
Yeah.
you decide alone. So
Yeah.
it's the most important things. You decide alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can stop every second that you think that it's not good. But in a case, usually when I start to do this,
Mm.
when I fast, every time it's coming some condition that look like a problem.
Yeah.
Maybe my throat will start pain in my throat, or something not so big, but something that it's look like some unhealthy situation.
Yeah.
But when you still fast,
Mm.
after few hours or after day, everything's coming. So it's like a
Crisis.
crisis. It's a
Yeah.
yes, like a crisis.
Yeah.
You feel it. You feel like you something happened with you, but it's very quickly. It's
Mm.
happened very quickly,
Yeah.
and many people share with me information that where they are not healthy, they
Mm-hmm.
start fasting because of this.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So after 1 or 2 days, they are in good condition. So
I
they
have.
start fasting
Yeah.
because of.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a fantastic thing you're saying right now. Um, uh, for me, I think if for a beginner, if they want to start fasting, the first step they have to do is they have to do mental preparation.
Yeah.
One, and they have to tell themselves before they start that I am not going to die. It is healthy for me. I will survive. It is good for me. If you
Yeah.
start saying, making this self affirmation yourself, then your body, your mind will support you to push it. At the end of the day, we have to push it. And as you said some time back, that when your mind is busy, you don't even realize that you have not eaten food.
Yeah.
Many times when you're working during the day, 8 hours have gone, 10 hours have gone, you don't even realize, oh, I've not even had a glass of water, a sip of water, and I'm
Yeah.
alive. Just watch all these things. This can give you a clue that yes, it's okay to be without water or without food or something like that. One more thing, best thing which happens is when you do the fasting, like dry and water fasting, you get empowered. You take life in your hand. Right now, your life is in the hand of somebody else, some other doctors, some other people. They will say something and you start doing it. No, you have to take life in your hand. I mean, just when you start doing it, you feel empowered. And something which we call intuition, the fourth chakra's activity, it's get activated when you do fasting. So your intuition ability becomes very, 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 very strong when you start fasting. This is just one tip I'm giving you about the fasting advantages. In every series of mine, there will be one or the other tip there like this. So I'm telling you, when you do fasting, one of the very important things which happens is your intuition ability goes to sky. Okay, you
Yeah.
can just visualize things without even moving your hand. So powerful you become. You kind of become a superhuman. All right. So I have a last
Yeah.
question for you before we conclude. Um, what is the message for the viewers of this interview? What do you want to tell them?
So in the first, I want to tell them that in dry fasting, it's the most powerful and good things that I find for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that I it's like it's so pure. It's so easy to do it. So you should try it, because everybody should try first to know it's good for him or her or no.
Hmm.
So first you should try it. And for me, the healthy, the body and the mind, mentally health and the physical health is in our hands,
Hmm.
is in
Yes.
our thoughts.
Yeah.
So if we believe that we can do something with us, we can do it.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody know that everything is in our mind. So it's I didn't open the door.
Yeah.
Like everybody know this, everybody heard
Mm.
this sentence that
Yeah.
everything is in our mind.
Yeah.
But when I start fasting, I do it, I practice this, so I
Absolutely,
understand.
absolutely. It's no more theory. You're right in the practice, actually. And
Of
it is
course.
said that by theory, you just become intellectual type, but when you practice, you become wise.
Yes.
You become wise, and wise is the tool to survive in this world. Okay. So this is another tip I'm giving you right now. When you fast, you become wise because you experience something. All right.
Yeah.
So, anything else you want to share before I close the interview?
I don't know. No.
All right.
No. I wish good luck in everybody who try to do this, and who take the what I how I see to
The
be
time
free,
and the effort,
because
yeah.
it's free ourselves.
Yeah.
It's we can be more free persons,
Yeah.
not just like a body, like a human,
Yeah.
but like a beings. So
Yeah.
it's like a beings.
Yeah. Before I close, I just want to say one message for everyone is that remember, people, we are like a small seed, okay? And a small seed has have got huge potential. It can become a tree with flowers, it can become a tree with fruits. It is a potential of the seed, but for that, the seed has to act. And the sense act in the sense it has to break from its comfort zone and grow its root down, come out of the ground, catch the sun, catch the rain, and then only it starts growing and it reaches the fullest potential. But with fear, if you lock yourself down and say, I will not do anything, everything will happen to me, you will die like unproductive seed under the ground. You don't even will come out of the seed and be a beautiful flower, a tree, or whatever. So with fasting, you can reach that potential. You can become an orange, you can become a mango, whatever you want. It's all in your hands. All right. So, people, I want to thank now Katrina for joining us for this beautiful talk. She's a working mother with two kids. Her husband is always outside most of the time. That means she's taking care of the family, taking kids to the school, bringing them back, their food, and so on and so forth, plus working. So it's not easy actually. And despite that, she's doing fasting and sometimes for 7 days also dry fast, which is a very, very commendable achievement. But for people who are
Thank
starting, I don't recommend that you start with 7 days. You can start with one day at least. Just try with that. Just feel it. And as you gain confidence slowly and slowly, you'll go to a different level. All right. So on this note, I want to thank once again Ekaterina, and I will close this talk. Have a nice day,
thank
friends.
you.
Hari
Thank
Om.
you
Thank you.
very much.
Namaste. Thank you so much.
Have a nice day. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.